Hello everyone and welcome back to the Paddock Talk channel. Today we're going to be reviewing and giving our reaction to the Alpine A521. They had a very dodgy launch yesterday. It was sort of virtual. The stream was lagging, but it wasn't a great start to their 2021. But they've released their car, pretty similar to what a lot of the mock-ups were. You know, they've got the French flag, the tricolour in there, and to be honest, given my initial reactions, I really like this car. When I first saw it, it looked absolutely stunning. That really glossy shade of blue, the French flag, the red, the inside of the front wings, the little French flags on the sort of tip of the front wing and rear wing, and the matte-free red bit as well. I just think it looks really, really clean. What do you guys think?
Yeah, no, I didn't watch the stream. I was asleep. So I woke up to find everyone fawning over this car, and to be honest, I can't blame them. I think it's a beautiful looking car. The way that it's got the red, white, and blue of Alpine and France incorporated, just with your standard black that you see across almost all of the F1 cars when you get to a certain point. It just looks a beautiful, beautiful machine. It's incorporated the design really, really well. I especially like the sort of fade into the red near the back of the engine cover. I think it's just, in general, a very nice looking car.
I'll have to agree with both of you guys on that one. I think the livery, it just looks amazing. That shade of blue, it's so nice. It just goes so well on that car, and they've kept like the way they've managed to put on like the French tricolor on it. It blends in really nicely, and I think it's probably one of the nicest liveries on the grid so far. Definitely up there with the likes of Alfa Romeo for sure. But yeah, I think we're not surprised that the template is what it is, because we saw the test and livery, and that was pretty much confirmation of what the base would be like. But obviously, we don't know what way the colours would have been arranged. But I think overall, I'm really quite a fan of this livery.
Yeah, and I think they did have a risk of making it quite basic. We did kind of know, you know, Alpine's traditional colours are blue, and we knew from that template that they gave back in February or January, I think it was, with the black and the French flag at the back, it could have been very basic. And while you know it still is reasonably basic, they do have some nice little touches here and there, and I think it's a really really good livery. We've also seen it on track earlier today as we were recording this on Wednesday. And I think it still looks really really good there. Just one thing as well I noticed is we are getting a lot of blue sort of shade cars this year. Last year it was sort of the white, and when you looked at the back of the grid, you had Williams, Alfa Romeo, Haas, AlphaTauri, and because they're normally in that order as well, it was sort of a bit of a blur. And we are getting quite a lot of blue cars. We've got obviously Alpine, AlphaTauri, Williams. I think we haven't seen their car yet, but I think it's probably going to be more blue than white. The Aston Martin as well, which is sort of bluey green. But apart from that, yeah, I'm really really a big fan of this livery, and we've also got some helmets to review as well. They were dropped today. We'll start with Ocon's. This is a pretty striking helmet design. The white and the blue and the red, it's just really really clean, and he's kept that template that he's had for a few years now. I mean, his helmet just used to be sort of a pretty basic sort of Schumacher design, and this is, I think this is really going to stand out in the car as well. What are your guys' thoughts on Ocon's helmet?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of it. I've been a huge fan of Ocon's helmet since he arrived in 2017. Even though at the time they were obviously BWT pink ones. This one is, I think, pretty much the exact same design, sort of like the way it was last year, just obviously with different colours. But you know, if it ain't broke, you don't fix it. And he's just changed the colours around, and I think it looks absolutely brilliant. It seems patriotic because obviously he's a French driver in a French car, and it just seems like it's his brand. And I really, really just enjoy looking at this helmet.
Yeah, I'd have to agree again with Matt on that one. The helmet is just, it's beautiful, really. If we're being honest, I love the white base to it. Obviously, the designs fundamentally stayed the same from last year, but obviously he's added his own more French prominence on the helmet, obviously with the different change of colours. But I think overall it's really, really nice. Much better than last year, personally. But yeah, I'm quite impressed by this.
And we've also got Fernando Alonso's helmet. He's only given us a 2D render, but you can still get a good sense of what it is. It's a really, really nice throwback, I think, to his early Renault days, 2002 to 2006. Those early, mild 7, white, yellow and blue. And he's got the Spanish flag in there. And I think this is a really, really nice helmet. Yeah, I just think he's got his sponsors on there, and it just looks really, really good. What do you guys think?
I'm actually a really huge fan of it. I like it. It, as you said, it obviously is a tribute back to when he first started. And usually, sometimes these tributes they don't go to plan because they try and make them a bit too modern. But this, I think he's done it almost perfectly. It just looks really well. It's not going to look out of place in the car as well, obviously, because of it being of the blue on the helmet. It is more, I'd say, iconic because obviously this is what he won his 2 titles in. It's just all round a really nice looking helmet, and I cannot wait to see it when it actually becomes a proper design and we see 3D photos of it.
Yep, I'm going to be boring again and agree with you all on this. This helmet, it gives me massive nostalgia, especially that sort of light shade of blue. It gives me like massive nostalgia back to obviously when he was at Renault, back in like the early 2000s. It's just exactly what you think of Fernando Alonso's helmet. It's like literally the first image that comes into your head is that sort of days when he won his 2 titles, and I just love the way he's sort of integrated it onto his helmet this year. I think he's absolutely nailed it. I think although one thing I don't like is the amount of sponsors on the helmet, but at the end of the day, that's out of his control in the end. But I think overall, apart from that, with the sponsors, it's brilliant, almost perfect, dare I say.
So that has been our reaction to the A521. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe as well if you haven't already. We're working really hard to bring these videos to you. There's a lot of releases this week, so stay tuned for the ones that are still yet to come. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you for the next one.